Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Petra and today I'm going to be talking about daycare. And before I say anything, disclaimer, daycares can be the best thing for some children who live in homes that are absolutely toxic, where parents are emotionally neglecting their children. For such children, daycares are amazing and the best thing, the best experience they have in their childhood. So, disclaimer given, now we can start. Today, I dropped my daughter off at the kindergarten, and while I was switching her shoes, I saw this woman and one of the caregivers at the kindergarten. And the caregiver was holding her son, and she told the child, "You get to give your mom one more kiss, and then she has to go." This is a new child that has just started kindergarten and is in the Eingewöhnung phase, which is can be translated as acclimatization, a period where children are supposed to learn to not be so attached to their parents and hang on to the kindergarten caregivers instead. If you want to say it like it is, that's what it is. So this child is screaming their lungs out. I saw this mom before I understood what was happening. I saw her face before I turned around. I saw the child and understood what was happening. And I saw that look in her eyes that I've seen so many times at the kindergarten. So many times. That look that I have had myself, that I understand so well. And I thought to myself, we need to talk about this. This is a conversation that needs to be had, and it's not being talked about enough. Why are we sending our children to daycare when we don't have to? I understand some people don't have the option. Some people are completely out of options. But here we're talking about women that are married, that have two incomes, a husband that works, that could absolutely, I am sure, figure it out and afford to handle their home while that child stays with their mom and grows enough, let's say till 3 years old, before they go to daycare. Is it because we have been told that we have to be strong, independent women, that we think we have to just throw our children, outsource everything about our children? Because that's what we're doing. We're not going to say it like that because it doesn't sound good, but that's exactly what we're doing. Outsourcing our children for our bosses. Why? We feel like people say, you hear so many women say, "Oh, I'm not going to be a slave to my husband and stuff." Oh, you'd rather be a slave to a stranger. If we're going to call it slavery, you'd rather be a slave to a stranger than be at home with your own children that you gave birth to. It doesn't make sense to me, but I understand that this is deep level brainwashing. This is something that is in our subconscious mind, and we do not pay attention to our intuition anymore. And I'm going to ask you this. Do you really think that when this guy, I forgot his name, the guy that invented the steam engine or whatever it's called, when he saw the kettle boiling and he saw the steam come out of it, and he just had this hunch, this thought that this thing could be harnessed and used for greater things. Do you really think if he hadn't used his intuition, we would have what we have today? Do you really think all the inventions that have been created in this world, which stem, most of them, from intuition, like just the 1 second intuition that someone decided to follow, do you really think our world would look like it looks now? This is just to say, a mom, you are a mom, and you've carried your child for 9 fucking months in your being. You're connected to this child. You understand this child. You know this child better than anyone else. And you pick that child and drop them off somewhere, and your intuition tells you this is wrong, and you refuse to listen. And you refuse to listen. Why? Because that money can't wait? Why? Why? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why? Why are we doing this to ourselves? You can always get a better job. You can always get another job. And fuck the space in your CV. Nobody cares about it. Nobody really cares about it. Your child is never gonna be a child, is never gonna be 1-year-old again, ever. You can't make up for the time you've lost. Once time is lost, it's lost. You cannot bring it back. You cannot bring it back. If you think you're gonna sacrifice your child's childhood for money, thinking that some way, somehow, it's gonna be fine, you are fooling yourself. This is especially to the people that have options, because some people do not have the option. Some people do not have the option. But if you have the option to let your partner take care of you and take care of your household and everything while you take care of your child, and you're deciding to sacrifice your child's childhood, something's wrong with you. And that's really mean to say, but it's true. And something is wrong with all of us because we've been brainwashed into thinking we cannot take care of our children. We need to outsource it to people. I've literally watched caregivers gaslight children. Do you really think your 1-year-old that you drop off at the daycare can learn something from another 1-year-old? Because I remember when my child was a year old, and I made it very clear to my family and everyone that I am not sending my child to kindergarten. This is not happening. Because I tried it. Not even going to lie. I tried it. And we did the Tagesmutter thing. Don't even want to talk about it in this video. But my intuition wouldn't let me do it. I wouldn't sleep at night because I just felt this is wrong. I don't know why it's wrong, but I know it's wrong. And now I know it's wrong with the facts and the science that back it up. We need to stop doing stuff just because we watch everybody doing it and we think, oh, I didn't turn out so bad. Or my neighbor's kids that are older, it didn't turn out so bad. They were all in kindergarten. Really? Are you really seeing this generation of people that are all crazy on social media, that do not have proper interpersonal skills? Yet the number one argument that everyone spewed at me was, "Oh, your child is not gonna have social skills." Fuck that. My child is the most sociable child I've witnessed in my environment, from my aunt's children, my uncle's children, the children in my neighborhood. My child is the most sociable child I've gotten to witness. What are social skills? Let's see what Dr. Google has to say. A social skill is any competence facilitating interaction and communication with others, where social rules and relations are created, communicated, and changed in verbal and nonverbal ways. Social skills are the skills we use every day to interact and communicate with others. They include verbal and nonverbal communication such as speech, gesture, facial expression, and body language. I need someone to tell me what a 3-year-old is going to teach another 3-year-old. Someone should tell me. I would like to believe that we live in a world where we interact with people from all sorts of backgrounds, races, ages, people with different beliefs from different religions, different countries, a mix and match of everything. That's the world we live in. That's what we experience at our workplaces, at restaurants, everywhere. That's what we get to have. But we really believe, some way, somehow, people have managed to dig it into, to dig our minds and insert this belief that social skills can only be learned in a kindergarten. What is a 3-year-old supposed to be learning from another 3-year-old? They are at the same developmental phase. Someone should explain it to me. I don't understand. Because the science says something different. The psychology says something different. Something very, very, very different. So what is the reason we send our children to kindergarten? What is it? Because it's clearly not social skills. There's another reason behind this masquerade, this business. Because it's a business. People are making shit money out of this. And even in the countries where you have the private kindergartens and you have the free kindergartens and stuff, it's never really 100% free. And even in the countries where it's 100% free and you just pay like a small percentage of something, why do you think this is normalized to this point? Because when kindergarten was invented, it was for 3-year-olds. These days, you can start at 6 months old. We need to ask ourselves why this is normalized. Why we think this is normal. Are we training our children to behave in certain ways? Because I don't see who it's benefiting if it's not the future work environment. That's the only thing I can see. It's the only people I can see it's really benefiting. They don't want you as a parent to be away from the workplace because they want you to work. So they put in place the kindergarten. And they make you believe that a kindergarten is absolutely necessary or your child is going to be plain fucked up. But the fucked up children that we observe were all in kindergarten. So I have to wonder, what is the use of this kindergarten? If it's not just another place for brainwashing, because they know. They who? Don't ask me. They know. Between 0 and 7 years, your child is in a hypnotic state. They absorb everything. Everything, and they do not have the ability to question what they are seeing. They don't. Go and read about your child's brain. Don't sit on social media and be watching Kim Kardashian and nonsense when you don't understand how your child's brain works. Don't do that. Why? And then you talk about how you love your child? What kind of love is that? Love should come with accountability as well. It should. It absolutely should. This is not me judging anyone, because I've been there. Maybe in a different way, but I have been there. Done these things that everyone says we should do without anyone having a real reason why. And you can absolutely notice it because everyone gives you the same reasons. Why do I need to send my child to kindergarten? They need to learn social skills, interpersonal skills. They need to learn to listen. So you mean to tell me that your child is not going to learn to listen? What are you doing with your child at home? This is very wrong. And like I said, kindergarten is amazing for a lot of people because a lot of people do not have the option. But there are amazing people, amazing parents who have great interpersonal skills, who are great at nurturing and playing with their children. Why do you have to send your child to kindergarten? Why? I need someone to give me a solid reason why this is necessary. I don't understand. And I'm tired of seeing all these crying faces, all these sad faces, and these women sitting in their cars and bawling their eyes out because they've left their child somewhere and their intuition tells them this is not right. But their brainwashing tells them this is how it's supposed to be. So fuck your feelings. Fuck the feelings. Fuck the intuition. What do you know? Society knows better. Just look at the people around you. Look at the people you've dated. Look at the people everywhere. Who would you say has the most social skills? Is it really the generation of children that were taken out of their homes the earliest, or the people that were in their homes the longest? Think about it. Think about it well. And when you're thinking about it, do not use toxic families as an example. Because they're not the example. They're not. I'm going to end this video here. This is such an emotional topic for me because it really frustrates me that we're unwilling to see the elephant in the room. who you really are.